So let's think about spending time with our teenagers at home. Some might be high school students, some might be college students. So let's think about these a little bit differently. High school students. We know that in high school, friendships take a prominent role, more so than family or other activities. So in times of a pandemic, how do we balance the need for them to be around friends and their mental well-being? Those are challenging topics. Let's start by the most important one that I think a lot of families are facing, which is different parenting styles for different families. Some families are allowing more things for their teenagers than other families. I don't know where your family's at, but thinking about those in advance and considering those with your teenager, maybe thinking about what the agreements are during the winter break or during their time at home, or if they're doing virtual school, what are the agreements about what things are okay for your family and your views of safety and their being around other friends. If you have a spouse, maybe thinking about things out loud with your spouse before you talk to your teenager. If you're a single parent, you might want to think about these things to yourself. Maybe talk to other friends. What are other friends doing? And then sitting and talking to your teenager about some agreements. Families. Some families have two households, and in one family household, certain rules apply, and in another household, other rules apply. Are there ways in which you can talk to the parents of both households and decide together what are some basic agreements that you're going to have about your teenager being with friends? Is indoor activities are okay? Are outdoor activities the only things you're going to allow? How do you think about, or what do you feel about sleepovers, parties? Think about these topics in advance, have some agreements, and then present them to your teenager. This might be particularly important when we're thinking about college students that are here for either the winter break or their colleges have moved from in-person teaching to online virtual teaching. So they're going to be home for an extended period of time. What are the agreements that you're going to have with your college age teenager about their coming in and out of the home to be with friends? Again, we're trying to balance mental health and the importance of being with friendships and safety during the pandemic. Regardless of how you're going to have the conversation, I think the important part for teenagers to hear is that there is a rationale for why you're setting these rules. You're not just being a parent and saying, because I said so. I think some teenagers are now older enough to hear your rationale. Maybe there are health concerns. Maybe you invite them to think about, what if you got sick and you made your best friend sick, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend? So thinking outside of just your immediate family, the impact that your teenager has on teachers, on friends, on extended family members, on older family members. What are the motivations to keep these agreements? To keep grandmother safe, to be able to visit grandmother, to be able to travel in the near future, to be able to return to school in person. Think about what things you can get some buy-in from your teenager of what they're going to agree to and why they're going to agree to this. Take some time to think about what you want to say to your teenager before having the conversation. Try to stay calm, communicate with them. Don't pick the middle of a heated fight to then present them with these rules or agreements. Choose a time when maybe you're having a nice conversation. You've gone out to lunch, you've gone out for a walk, and present it as a conversation that has a back and forth, and you're sharing ideas and you're coming upon agreements. It's difficult to prepare for a conversation with a teenager, right? You're kind of expecting maybe they're going to roll their eyes, they're going to give you the shrug of the shoulder, I don't know. So maybe practicing in advance. Practice with a friend. Maybe write it down. Think about what are the things that are most important for you to say to them. And remember, you're trying to get some buy-in from them. Why are these agreements important?